Hey guys, so just mowed down the last of the leaves. You can tell those are all some shredded leaves. I think these were just leaves that actually came down, I think from that tree right there. There's still some along there that has came down, so I'm not going to worry about I won't worry about them. I'll clean up all of this mess in the springtime. So now, still need to just blow off the patio. So now it's time to winterize, get these last two equipments winterized. We're going to start out with the 8461 since we're done using it. So I'm going to start it up, and while it's running I'm going to turn the fuel valve off and just let it run until it just starts to run out of gas, which that way there will be no gas in the carburetor going bad. Okay. Alright, so we'll start it up. So the gas is off, so it probably won't take that long for it to die. And that's it on this one. So I'll let the engine cool off, and then I'll take the spark plug out of it and spray Deep Creep down into the cylinder to fog the engine. So now I'm going to blow off the patio, and then we'll start winterizing the Echo PB500T. Alright, so while we let the 8461 cool off, let's go ahead and take the gas out of the Echo PB500T backpack blower. So to winterize this, pretty much just do the same thing that you would on either a string trimmer, a handheld blower, a hedge trimmer, or chainsaw. Or you could just use a siphon pump if you would want. If you don't want to try to get the gas out. But apparently this thing does not have that much gas. It's pretty much just almost out, so there's not going to be that much. So it's not going to be that hard just to try to lift this thing and tilt it. So let me get the camera on the tripod, and I'm going to get the remaining gas out of this thing. I like to do it this way instead of using the siphon pump, just so with doing it this way, that ensures that you get all of the gas out. Okay. Probably am gonna, well, I better move my little strap there. I don't want to get gas on it. Nope, there it goes. Yeah, there's not that much in there. Wow, I think that's all the gas that just came out of it. Alright. So there'll still be some residual gas in the carburetor. Alright. So the gas tank's pretty much empty. Alright, so on this machine, I'm going to pull out the fuel line, the black one from inside the tank that has the filter on it. So I'm going to try and get this, try and fish it, try and grab it if I can. Do this procedure just on like if you need to replace your fuel filter. I don't know if I can. I'll turn the camera off and I'll get it out. Alright, so I got that line out. This one is a little bit hard too, but I did manage to get it out. I probably should have made me a little tool like this a little bit longer for this one, but I did manage to get it out. So the reason on why I just pulled this line out with the filter, because when I push the primer bulb, the gas will kind of come out to the return line, and some of it will kind of get onto the fuel filter, and they could probably get the gas back into the carburetor. So I'll give the primer bulb some pushes. You might see some gas that'll kind of shoot out from the return line. I know you can't see that real well. I'll make it look a little better. Alright, so I'm going to give the primer bulb some pushes. It's kind of hard trying to make it. You probably can't see the gas kind of coming out of the return line. Alright, so now just got to keep on pushing that primer bulb until it won't push out any gas, which that way you ensure that there is no more gas in the carburetor. So I'm just going to keep on pushing it, and then whatever remains of gas that went back down into the tank, I'll just dump that all back out. Alright, so I think we got it all out. So I'll just dump the remaining gas out of the tank, and we'll move on with the next phase. Alright, so the fuel line's back inside the tank. When you do put it back in, like if you would replace your fuel filter, you want to make sure that the fuel filter drops all the way down to the bottom of the tank. So now that we got all the gas out, and after pushing the primer bulb, since now there's no more gas getting into the carburetor, so now we're gonna have to try and start the machine just to flush it all out. So we'll just do a typical starting procedure. So it's on choke. It might fire up a little bit. It may or it may not. And it actually did. I'll just pull it over a couple more times. Alright, that should be good. Alright, since I just used this thing a little while ago, I'm going to let the engine cool off before I take the spark plug out to fog it. Alright, so let's move back over to the 8461. The engine's still a little bit warm, but I think she's cool enough now that we can take this plug out to fog the engine. So what we need is this is a 3/4 inch socket, by the way. Just take the plug out. So the plug's not too bad. Well, it's actually a little bit juicy, but I'm going to replace it anyways. So let me go get my deep creep. So this is the stuff I'm going to use to fog the engine with. Deep creep, which is made by Seafoam. This is actually just Seafoam in an aerosol can. Okay. So we're going to just spray this, hold it for about maybe 3 to 4 seconds. Alright, so with the spark plug still out, we're just going to pull the engine over a few times, just to coat the cylinder with deep creep, help get it all lubricated. Do it pull it over slowly, or otherwise the stuff will just start shooting out of the cylinder. Alright, that should be good enough. So I'm going to put this spark plug back in. I'm going to wait and replace the plug until next spring. So this is an E3 spark plug. So if you're using an E3 spark plug on these Lawnboys, use a E314 or use a Champion CJ14 spark plug. Some of the two-stroke Lawnboys on some of the newer ones require a Champion RJ12C. Alright, so we'll just put this plug back in. And just take the wrench again and just snug it. You don't over tighten these because you can easily strip the threads on the engine. Alright, so this one's all winterized, except now I just gotta get her all cleaned up. Alright, so I think this thing has cooled off long enough. So while I let it cool off, I went ahead and took the muffler off the 8461, and boy, look how dirty and filthy that thing looks. Even though I didn't use it that much. So I'll probably clean it up another day. Alright, so let's get the spark plug out of the PB500 so we can fog the engine. Alright. Alright. And again with a 3/4 inch socket. Just take the plug out. Oh man. Boy, the people from Echo sure put this thing in so tight. Oh my god. Hang on. Alright, so I got it out. I just banged on with the wrench, and this thing finally broke loose. Alright, so the plug still looks perfect because this unit's only 2 months old. So this is I don't know if you can actually see it. This is an NGK BPM 8Y spark plug. The same spark plug that all of my other Echo equipment use, except for the SRM 2400 SB, which it uses a NGK BPM 7Y spark plug. Okay, I'm just kind of clean off all around the hole. There's a little bit of oil around it. Okay. Now we're just going to take the Deep Creep or fog oil or WD-40, spray that in, hold for about maybe 2 to 4 seconds. Alright, that should be good enough. And we'll just slowly crank over the engine just to coat the cylinder. Help protect it from throughout the winter, help prevent any corrosion. So that's when I'm just pulling it over real slowly. Whenever I start this thing up next spring, it will smoke a lot, but that smoke will eventually clear away real quick because it'll just burn away all that oil that's all in the cylinder. Alright, I'm just going to put this plug back in since it's still good, because this unit's only a couple months old. And just snug it. You don't need to have these things super tight. That's good enough. Yeah, just like I said, you don't need to have these things like super tight, or otherwise you could strip the threads on the cylinders. Now if you're just putting a brand new plug in, I mean just to snug it, once after you finger tighten it, then take your wrench, just tighten it with either, give it maybe either half-inch turn or quarter-inch turn. That's all that you need. Alright guys, so I think that pretty much does it. So I still got the 8461 flipped over because I still need to clean off the muffler, and I just sharpened the blade on it. I decided to go ahead and sharpen it since I have the blade off. So she's all nice and sharp, and got her on the balancer. She's all balanced. Alright guys, so I won't be doing any lawn equipment videos probably till sometime in mid-February, or depending on how the weather is. And then I will be making a new lawn cutting video in the middle of March of 2012. Alright guys, so hope y'all enjoyed the video. So thanks for watching.